Hello, welcome to Cataclysm Quick Tip number 24, where we're going to discuss spider basements. So in Cataclysm, spider basements are a thing, and they're a really good find. So a lot of people get kind of worried about spider basements and might immediately run away, knowing that they're going to get poisoned or killed. As long as you know what to expect and how to deal with them, though, they're actually a really good find. And here's why. So we got a spider basement location right here in this house, and the way you'll know it's a spider basement is when you first walk down the stairs. You'll see spiders and or thick webs. So sometimes they'll be inside the little entryway here, sometimes they won't, but as soon as you spot thick webs, you'll know that you're in a spider basement. So the things to be aware of regarding spider basements is that it's a contained environment where you're not going to get attacked by things coming down the stairs towards you, so you only have to worry about what's actually in the basement. And spider basements generally only have spiders. There are ones that I've seen that have some zombies, so you do want to be somewhat careful, but for the most part you're only going to be encountering spiders. Now, the spiders can be very dangerous to very early game characters, so if you find a spider basement in your very early game and all you've got is light clothing, I recommend you immediately leave the spider basement. Don't even bother to go down there. What you want to do is layer up your clothing and armor, and it's okay to actually overlayer in this particular case. Because it's a contained environment, you don't have to worry about getting ambushed or running long distances or anything like that. As long as you can provide enough layering, enough protection factor on your main body part locations, you're effectively immune to the damage the spiders can do. So you want to reach a number around 8 to 10. The higher the better, but you want to get 8 to 10 cut protection and bash protection on each of your main body parts. If you can reach that kind of a number, you're going to generally be immune to the spider damage. What that means is you can just basically walk in there puffed up in a huge amount of clothing and armor that normally you wouldn't think about doing, but because they cannot damage you, all it's going to mean is it's going to take you a little bit longer to clear the basement, since you'll be encumbered and your movements will take longer, you'll swing less often, and you'll hit less often. But that's fine. If it takes you 5 swings to get a single hit, if they're never touching you, no problem. So you're just going to trade a little bit of game time for a safe way to clear the basement. So just go out, get yourself encumbered up with as many layers as you feel you need to get to about that 8 to 10 number. So here's an example. This particular character, I've got just some very basic survivor gear. Now this is somewhat advanced gear, so this is later game gear, but it's the simplest way for me to demonstrate what I'm showing you. So I've got a survivor suit, survivor boots, survivor gloves, and survivor helmet. So that's pretty much just one item per body main location. So you can see the suit is going to provide 8 bash protection and 12 cut protection to our torso, arms, and legs. Then we've got boots that are providing 10 and 15 to our feet, gloves that are providing 6 and 9 to our hands, and a survivor helmet that's providing 10 and 15 to our head. So like I said, you want to get to about the 8 to 10 range, and watch what happens when I just walk into this basement with this minimal set of gear. So we do have a spider right here. We've got some webs. I'm just going to go ahead and attack this spider. I'm missing fairly often, and he finally died. I'm using a rapier, by the way, to kill the spiders. Now the webs themselves, you just want to smash. Just press the S key, pick the direction, and it smashes the web. If you walk into them, it does cause a little bit of delay. It'll hold you in place for a short bit until you break the webbing. But otherwise, just smash them. So I'm going to step out into the middle of the room here, and let's summon up a flashlight, just so we can see a little better what's going on. Alright, so here's our basement. You can see it's just a standard utility looking basement, but covered in webs, and it's got a bunch of cellar spiders in it. Now there are multiple types of spiders, so do be a little cautious when you first go in. Make sure you know which kind you're fighting and test your protection factor. If you start taking hits, back off and adjust. Because there are black widows, giant cellar spiders, and I forget which other types. But in this case, we got giant cellar spiders. So I'm just going to kind of move around in here. I'm going to let a bunch of them get near me. There we go, and I'm just going to pass time. And if you watch the messages over here, not a single hit has penetrated. So, hopefully you're getting the idea. If you can get yourself protected up, you're not going to take any damage. It will take you a little longer to clear the basement, but you shouldn't have any kind of problem. So you can see I'm now trying to attack. And I'm missing, even though I'm not severely over-encumbered. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now, you want to go through and smash all the webs. It'll improve your visibility. They block line of sight. And there's two reasons why these spider basements are very valuable. First, these spiders themselves, and I'm actually going to kill the spiders just to speed this up a bit. Alright, the spiders themselves, if you butcher them, will provide you with fresh meat, stomachs, and chitin, all three of which are super useful. This is an awesome food source for two reasons. First, you're going to see probably a dozen large spiders, and secondly, you have these egg sacs. So let's go investigate one of these egg sacs. When you examine it, it'll ask you if you want to harvest the spider egg sac. If you say yes, you then have the option or random chance of getting some spider eggs. Now, the incredibly useful thing about these is they're very large eggs. A fist-size egg from a giant spider. Incredibly gross. So if we pick those up and take a look at them, you'll see here it says you could use it to craft powdered eggs. So what you do is you can go through, kill all the spiders, butcher the corpses, take the meat, preserve it, cook it, do whatever you'd like to do with it, but it's a great general meat source, obviously. Then go through and harvest all these spider egg sacs. When you've gotten all the eggs, you can powder the eggs back at your camp. The powdered eggs will convert. A single spider egg that I just picked up is going to basically create 5 portions of scrambled eggs after they've been converted into powdered eggs. So one spider egg, or one giant spider egg, will make, at the end of the process, 5 portions of scrambled eggs. You're going to pull a large number of spider eggs out of here. You can feed yourself for months almost on one spider basement. If you preserve the meat you originally get off the corpses, then powder the giant spider eggs, and then as needed, cook those up into scrambled eggs. The other benefit is powdered eggs have no perishability, so they will last as long as you need them to. So these spider eggs here, it doesn't really mention. It's got nutrition 20 and quench 10. Very bad enjoyability. You don't want to eat these as they are. Powder them first, then they become normal powdered eggs, and you can then craft scrambled eggs, which are awesome. And the powdered eggs last forever. Now there's one last thing that's very, very useful to know about spider basements. There is a chance of a rare item spawning in the basement. And by rare item, I mean endgame type weapons, power armor, all sorts of really cool stuff. Now, it is only a chance. You're not going to find one in every single spider basement, but you will on occasion find really cool stuff. I've found power armor, helmets, regular full torso armor, and so on. All sorts of high-end weaponry. There's just the possibility. So, once you've cleared the basement of the spiders, just go through, smash up all the webs, because you can't see anything that's underneath the space with the webbing. So, clear the webs, and then just kind of look around and see if you were lucky enough to get a rare item in your spawn. Now, one other thing to mention before I go is these egg sacs will have occasionally baby spiders. So in that one we just got 4 spider eggs, which is awesome. So that will basically make 20 doses of scrambled eggs from just that one location right there. But it also created 2 baby spiders. So these are immature giant cellar spiders. They're actually harder to hit than the large ones are, but you're going to have even more corpses that you can butcher for the meat. So just be prepared for that when you start going through and taking care of those. And once you have looted an egg sac, I usually smash them just to get them off my screen. And that's all there is to it. These things also won't have any luck hitting you, so nothing to worry about. So, all in all, the big points I wanted to make are just get yourself up to about 8 to 10 protection on your various body parts, and you should be fairly secure. Test it at the entrance and back off and redo your armor if necessary. Secondly, awesome food source, both for the meat, for the powdered eggs, and finally, rare items can be found in these spider basements. Hope you found this information helpful. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas for future episodes, I'd love to hear them, and I'd be happy to create episodes so we can help new players. And have a great day. Bye-bye.